We just had a slight drama there for Lucas Bernot, who's trying to get the kart started. But here is your starting grid for DD2 and DD2 Masters, the final on day one. Tom Bracken starts from pole position. He'll have Victor Frostbait from Denmark alongside. Nicolas Picot again will start in DD2 Masters pole position. He's going to start on the inside of row 2. Due to have Lucas Bernot alongside, who might be starting from the dummy grid if they can get that kart started up and on its way. Maxime Dirix and Dennis Thulm on row 3. Nikolai Christensen and Jules Cousin, row 4. Carl Gustav Borgard and Ilya Skaliakmanis. That's row 5, completing the top 10. Michael Becker is a non-starter, according to the timing. And we've got Enzo Boll, Ed Matthews, Nicolas Guillaume, a.k.a. Unomas. Running gag on that one. You'll have to look at his front fairing to find out why and then ask him in person. Guillaume has got Christophe Capitan alongside. Then it's Carl Klibor and Dominic Hummels making it an all DD2 Masters row 8. Mats Johan Overhoff, Jori Klibor, Leonard Schreiber, Tony Hogg, Kane Cherian and Luca Filipponi complete the grid, with Michael Becker, as I said earlier on, a non-starter. So are we ready? Are we steady? Lights are out. We are underway in the DD2 and the DD2 Masters final. Here on day one, and they are scrabbling for traction. There's a little bit of mist in the air, and it's getting a bit tricky out there, I think. Yeah, it's getting... Again, what I saw earlier on, I'm not too sure. We're just going to see how they manage on this first lap. The wind is still picking up. It has done all day so far. Making their way through turn number 6. There's a lot of steering wheel correction going into one of the inside part. Well, I think it's about 3 to 4 corners from the start-finish straight. So this is going to be crude. Oh, it's getting oh, they are slowing. They are crawling. It's like an ice rink out there. I think the weather's turned again. The breeze has picked up significantly. I'm just having a look outside of the commentary box. I thought as much. There are sprinkles of rain. I can actually fit. I've just poked. You probably might be able to hear the background noise on the stream for those folks at home. But I can feel spots of rain. And that is not... Oh, dearie me. And these guys, these people are on slicks. The weather has changed so much today. They are trying to just survive this. This is 15 minutes plus an additional lap. Now, obviously, with the multi-kart, the amount of karts that went off in the Minimax pre-final, the Minimax final that we just had, they are bumping all over the curbs. They are having to use the wet driving style to get round this circuit. If they get through this unscathed, I think it's going to be a case of whoever can light it up and get through. Oh no, that's not what you want to do. That was one of the RS competition karts. Bouncing over the front with a rear axle on somebody's Nassau panel. Yeah, that's getting worse. Dennis Thulm is really, well, you could just see they are absolutely powerless. This is when weather shifts like this, There's no stopping it. You're going to lose all the traction underneath. There is nothing that these drivers can do, but if they want to tough it out, but that depends. If we get a sudden downpour, it's on that crossover point. And Nikolai Christensen has dropped all the way down towards the back end of the field. Well, he has dropped to the back end of the field because that might have been him. They're still chancing it. Lucas Pernod's put in the fastest lap of the race. And now Jules Cousin has done the same. 1 minute 2.655 for the 451, who's currently second, but it's a DD2 Masters driver that is leading the way. It's Nicolas Picot in the 537. He's leading, but his lead is fractional. They look to be gathering speed once again, so they might have been able to get some heat in those tyres. So it was probably the slightest of showers. So 10 minutes, 48 seconds, plus an additional lap still to go on the timer. And again, like you're just seeing, I mean, Tom Bracker was on pole position, and with that slight shower as Victor Frostbay now takes the lead. Cousin in third. Pico's in the same position he was in the last race. He was stuck in the right piggy in the middle of two DD2 drivers. Enzo Boll, in the meantime, has got himself up into fourth position. Sometimes it's not always about driving faster, it's about driving smarter. And Enzo Boll and Tom Bracken are two of the youngest competitors in DD2. And actually, in this entire conglomeration of GT, of DD2 and DD2 Masters. Enzo Boll up the inside. That was on Jules Cousin. Gets through in the final right-hander. Mats Johan Overhoff also trying to get through. Looks to be on the likes of Nicolas Guillaume, amongst others, but has just got in front of him. Christophe Capitan. Yeah, I'm sort of 50. If you were to ask me what, oh, dearie me, that was a bit clumsy, I think. That was from, who's that behind Christophe Capitan? That's Carl Clebord. But it's Victor Frostbay that leads the way. We're on our sixth lap. We're about to complete said lap and go on to number 7. That number sometimes can be lucky for a few people, unlucky for others. But Enzo Boll really wants to go for the win. Tom Bracken now has Dennis Toom in his crosshairs. And there's the opening that he needed. Enzo Boll through on Nicolas Picot with a little bit of je ne sais quoi thrown into the mix without overtake. But one of the things you don't want to do is when you pass Nicolas Picot is give him a window of opportunity to get through. So unfortunately, Nikolai Christensen out of the race. Lucas Pernod is not taking any further part either. Christensen out after that final right-hand turn, right turn incident on the opening lap meant that he would retire on the spot. Lucas Pernod will also very shortly be a confirmed retirement. So we are down. We were down to 22 when Michael Becker opted to not start. Christensen effectively took himself out in some respects because he should have, I would have thought might have been a little bit more mindful, but that's just my own personal opinion. I'm not going to hold anything against Nikolai or anybody else, but I think he just went into it a little bit too hefty. We are past the halfway point. We have got yellow flags out on track. And Mats Johan Overhoff has managed to make some headway. He's got through on Christophe Capitan. I think he's also got through on Lennart Schreiber. Not too far behind him is Nicolas Guillaume in the 444. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens over the next 6 minutes plus an additional lap. So 9 down, 6 to go, plus 1 lap. So say about 7 minutes of racing action still to conclude what has been an interesting race. And I 100% sincerely mean this because of the fact that we have got a slight delay. We had a 10-minute delay or so after the red flag for the Minimax drivers. I think we kind of got away with anything transpiring for DD2 and DD2 Masters. I think being the enunciated word, I think, not saying that, yes, I know it's going to rain. No, you don't know when it's going to rain. You can look up at the clouds in the sky. You can keep an eye on what the wind's doing, and is that affecting the locality? Or is it the case that you just have to grin and bear it and go, ah, right. It looks menacing, but I'm not too sure if anything's going to happen. It's a case of you find out as you go. There is Victor Frostbay. Enzo Boll is trying to chase him down, was 3/1000 slower on the previous lap, which for Frostbay meant that he secured the fastest lap of the race so far, 54.772. Enzo Boll, 54.775. So there is still an opportunity for Enzo Boll to close that gap and go for the race lead here in the final. His teammate Tom Braken at the minute is a little bit further behind in terms of actual positioning or positions on the track. Tom Braken is ahead of Dennis Toom. But with just under 4 minutes to go, Victor Frostbay is looking pretty comfortable at this moment. Dennis Toom, in the meantime, is looking to try and see if he can get past Jules Cousin in the 451 just up ahead. As that was very, very close under brakes by Toom. Down the start-finish straight go these drivers again. It's always going to be the case that you just have to make the best of it. You've got to do that all-important damage limitation. Dennis Toom still has got the bit between his teeth. He's not going to give up. Not going to give in. He's going to try and get through and take an overall top 5. Okay, it's not going to be on the level of winning his class. But that's a good, solid result going into tomorrow. But it will mean that Dennis Toom will not have a 100% success rate this season when it comes to racing. And oh, that was a bit close there. That was the 495. Kane Cherian battling away with Ilias Kaliakmanis from Greece. So 495 versus 421. I'm eagerly anticipating how this battle is going to go over the next minute and 40 plus an additional lap. Gap between Victor Frostbay and Enzo Boll last time around is 0.438 seconds. Boll also set the fastest lap of the race of 54.554. Gap now 0.76. And Victor Frostbay expanded that gap by just north of 0.3 of a second. Dennis Thum now waiting for his opportunity to get through on Jules Cousin, and now that has transpired. And with just over 40 seconds to go, plus an additional lap, Victor Frostbay has been able to pull ahead. We have had retirements, unfortunately. Of course, Nikolai Christensen on the opening lap. Canada's Lucas Pernaut couldn't get any further past the start-finish straight for what he was trying. And also the fact is that he was just 3 laps he's now effectively 2 laps down off of the leaders, retiring on lap number 7 as the timer now hits 0. Not that long now until we crown another winner in the final. And we are now on to the official final lap for DD2 and DD2 Masters today. They will be back tomorrow. Their qualifying session is at 11:15, and then their first final will be at 1:35 p.m. Enzo Boll has been trying to close in. I'm sure that this particular moment will help Victor Frostbay, the young Dane, to have a little bit of a momentum boost. So Victor Frostbay takes the win ahead of Enzo Boll in second. Nicolas Picot takes third, and with it again takes the Masters classification. Tom Bracken fourth, having started on pole. Dennis Thum, followed by Jules Cousin, Edward Matthews, Johan Overhoff, Yuri Clebo, and Christophe Capitan completing the top 10. Uno Mas, Nicolas Guillaume finishes in 12th ahead of Maxime Dirix, Ilias Kaliakmanis, Kane Cherian, Leonard Schreiber, Luca Filipponi, and Tony Holt.